Hey guys, hope you're all doing well today. I just wanted to touch base about something that, I've kind of learned from living in a van. So, sorry, I'm next to a playground if you hear screaming. um, Whenever I started out living in a van, I thought, if I convert the van, I'll save so much money. I'll see all these beautiful places. My life will be so full, so exciting. But I think that something I've realized over time is that if you have this kind of mindset, you might be setting yourself up to be disappointed. I've met a lot of people who are dealing with mental health issues on the road. Many people who they just get, mentally exhausted living in a van, and so they quit doing it, they sell the van, but then they go back to an apartment and they're still not happy, and so they want to travel more, and it's just like a cycle. And I think you can say this for a lot of things, a lot of pleasurable things that you're seeking that you think might bring you happiness. You might find to be a bit hollow, like drinking, partying, drugs, dating. I think traveling can a little bit be lumped into that category. I think for the short term, yeah, traveling is amazing. Of course it has many benefits. That's the reason people do it, is because it is life-changing. It is something vitally important. But if you start traveling as a lifestyle or constantly, I think it can get very lonely, very isolating, and you start to feel like, I'm seeing all these beautiful places, I'm doing all these beautiful things, but I still don't feel that feeling that I'm looking for. So, I think you can do it and be happy, but I think you can do it and still feel unhappy as well. For me, I've realized the things that make me happy are feeling safe, feeling grounded, feeling like I have active connections of people who care about me and check in with me, that I care about, that I check in with, communities, like different places that I like to go. And if you're constantly going from city in city, you don't have as much of an opportunity to create those lasting connections, to maintain those bonds, and I think that can be a really lonely feeling. Now, if you're traveling with a partner, I think that can kind of alleviate a little bit of the feeling, but then along with feeling companionship with your partner, I don't really think it's healthy for two people to spend every second of every day together. So you might start to feel a little bit even like suffocated with your own partner, which isn't healthy either. So I would say there's benefits to living in houses, there's benefits to living in apartments, and that's that you get the opportunity to spread out. And I don't think it can really be understated what it does to your mental health to actually have a temperature controlled space, have water you don't have to worry about where it's coming from, to not have to be driving constantly, to not have to psychologically be worried about where you're sleeping. They say that, even if you sleep at a friend's house or in a hotel, it actually really disrupts your sleep because it's not natural to be in an unnatural environment, somewhere you're not used to, trying to sleep. And what if you're doing that every single night? You might just feel constantly without the rest that you need, constantly unsafe, constantly not grounded. So I think it's just important to know that your mentality follows you everywhere. And so, of course, if you have a positive attitude, it will make traveling a lot more fun. It will make these experiences a lot more enjoyable. But also, it's good to realize that if you are seeking long-term travel as a form of escape from your reality or as a solution to make your life better, there might be like a little bit of disappointment in that, and that's okay. Because I think that once you get to that point where you realize, earthly things aren't going to make you happy anyways, seeing all these novel sights, doing all these new experiences, while it might have some short-term gains and a hit and excitement, long term, you need systems in place, belief systems in place, communities in place that make you feel welcomed and warm and loved. So yeah, it's just like a very interesting topic. I think it's very important to let people know that this is something that I've dealt with. It's something I know for a fact other people I've talked with have dealt with. They just feel constantly ungrounded, constantly on the move, like what's next? What's the next move? And just trying to keep adding on more and more to be happy, to be fulfilled, and then, wondering why this next thing isn't making them happy. And for that reason, I do think there is a lot of mental stability and calmness in being planted somewhere. So I do think a good solution is to have a home base, to have somewhere that you come back to, that you know people, that you love people, that you enjoy the area, somewhere you can feel grounded. And then, once you stay in that zone too long, you start to feel like, God, I need a little kick of adrenaline. I'm getting too bored here. So then go do your vacations, or however you want to set up your life that way. But, there is going to be an inward journey that you'll take through all of these earthly experiences, through traveling, through dating, through novelty, through relationships, where you finally reach a point where you realize these things are all good and fun, but I need to make my home in myself. I need to make myself comfortable, myself happy. I need to have practices and relationships that make me feel really good. So yeah, van life, definitely not ticket to happiness in a lot of ways. I think it's a ticket to set yourself up for mental stress and mental health issues, because you're constantly dealing with being on the move. It puts you in like a survival mode, fight or flight. So yeah, just a lot of interesting things to think about. But just wanted to touch on that briefly. If you've lived in a van or traveled, or even if you're not traveling, let me know your perspectives on this, if you agree or disagree, and how you feel. But yeah, I just wanted to share that today. That's all I have, and I hope you have a lovely day.